He is the director out at Sunset Station in Las Vegas, the race and sportsbook, Chuck Esposito. And Chuck, let's talk about NFL games on Sunday. Not a lot of games that have a whole lot of meaning, but there is one big one, and I'm wondering if that's garnering the majority of the attention. That, of course, is the Packers taking on the Lions for the right to win the NFC North title. Are you seeing the most movement in that game as far as fans betting goes?
Not necessarily the most movement. I mean, we did open the game 3.5, and it hasn't moved at all. I think the overall handle on that game is going to be the biggest out of any game for tomorrow. It's the only game on the board. Thank God Green Bay finished the season on that big, long winning streak, or you may have had no games that actually meant something to both teams. Detroit loses that game last Monday night to Dallas, which sets up maybe a must-win for these two teams if Washington wins. So, yes, this is probably by far the biggest game that means something to both teams tomorrow, and it should generate the highest handle. But overall, the card's difficult. There's so many games that don't mean anything to one or both the teams. You've seen a lot more movement, kind of similar to how you might see during a preseason week.
Right.
But again, information's key for us, and we're moving these games pretty fast.
Is there any other game, Chuck, that for whatever reason maybe the public seems to be more interested in? Obviously, the Packers and Lions being the one that is garnering the most interest, but any other game jumping out at all?
Yeah, there clearly is. I think it's the Giants and Redskin game. I think the difficult part about that is that you kind of hear some mixed results from the Giants. We know what the game means to Washington. They have to win and then hope that Green Bay and Detroit doesn't end in a tie. But I think with the Giants side, you're hearing that, we want to play. There are division foes. We can knock them out. We're at least going to play our guys in the first half. And you've heard that. So maybe the value is with the Giants in the first half of that game. So that's a really difficult game to handicap, because if it meant something to both these two teams, knowing how good the Giants have been this year too and what a good record they have and have beaten Dallas twice, this game would be probably Washington 3, maybe less, even being in Washington. And now you're sitting in a game that's above a touchdown just because of the uncertainty with what the Giants are going to do tomorrow.
All right, great information as always from Chuck Esposito. Chuck, great stuff all year in 2016. Happy New Year to you and everybody out there in Las Vegas as you bring it to us here every time at 120 Sports. Happy New Year, Chuck.
All right, thanks. Same to you and all the listeners. Really enjoyed it this year, and look forward to a fun 2017.